Hey all, welcome to Real Ale Britain. Folks, tonight I got another beer for you, and again it comes from the Fuller's Brewery, and it's their Bengal Lancer, their Indian Pale Ale, coming in at 5.3% ABV. Now, this beer is one of their beers which is bottle conditioned. I think this and then the rest of their past masters and their vintage ales and their Golden Pride are the ones which are bottle conditioned. So, camera says it's real ale. So let's crack this bad boy open and see exactly what it's like. I've had this before on pints, but the last time I had a pint of this was about, it was a good few, must have been about 8 years ago. And it was quite nice. It was your typical English IPA. The ABV, 5.3%, I thought it was much higher than that. But anyway, the beer itself is poured with medium carbonation and has poured a one finger head, tightly packed bubbles. The beer itself is a deep golden colour with a tint of yellow to it. It is very, very transparent as well. Let's go straight in with the nose. Now the first thing you pick up is lemons. There's a little bit of lime. You can pick up, it's like freshly picked hops. There's also that earthiness of autumnal leaves. You're getting golden oats. And there's a light apple blossom. On the back end of the beer you're also getting, it's like orange pith. Folks, we're going to go straight in. Cheers. Okay. First thing you pick up is malt. And then this massive kick arse of bitterness. The malt is very, very, it's very dry as well. You're getting like caramel notes. You're getting a little bit of butter. You're getting apple blossom. You're getting some wheat. You're getting a little bit of berries. You're also getting some apricots and white grapes. There's like a marmalade tone to the malt. And then comes this massive hit of only golden hops, folks. It's Goldens. And I'm guessing in them days that's probably, you know, when they were sending this beer out to the army in India, you know, to keep the beer, they highly hop it to make sure they travelled, to quench the boys' thirsts. That's why it's got the bitterness. Now, it doesn't have the bitterness or the hoppiness in flavour. It's got the bitterness to keep the beer safe on its travels, to protect it from any contamination, because everyone knows that hops doesn't carry or doesn't infect beer. Even when you dry hop it as a brewer, it's quite impossible to actually spoil the beer by just throwing hops in. So you don't need to sanitize them. So it's adding the bitterness to the beer. What it is lacking is deep flavour. But again, I remember this a few years back, and maybe it's my palate is now more refined and more tuned, but there was more of a fruity flavour to it, like them Willamette hops at it. 5.4%. Do you get the ABV? You do. The body in the beer is actually really, really good. Could you session it? You could session it. It would be that type of beer you would sit in the pub, which is, you know, quite quiet, and you might have 3 or 4 pints of it. And then you would probably want to move on to something a bit more stouty or porterish, just to, you know, just to pick yourself up a bit. But actually, this beer is quite a thirst quenching beer. I think it'd be better cold, um, because there's something about Golden's hops when the beers actually drop down a few more degrees, it actually gives that even better thirst quenching properties, and then you've got that dryness of and the bitterness of the beer. So what's the finish like? The finish is malty with some lovely citrus notes, and there's that freshness and sweetness of white grapes and the apricots, then leads to quite an intense and deep grassy green cone hop golden finish. What do I give Fuller's Brewery for their Bengal Lancer, their Indian Pale Ale, at 5.3% bottle conditioned beer? Folks, I think what I've drank tonight out of the three beers, so it's Bengal Lancer, the Wild River, and the ESB. This has been the best one. I wouldn't say by a long mile, but this is the best one. I would give this a 7.5 out of 10. Now, 7.5 out of 10 for the style of the beer. It's an English Indian Pale Ale. But folks, if you get it, try it, review it, let me know what you think. But the body in this beer is stunning for 5.3%. That's Real Ale Britain doing a review on Fuller's Brewery's Bengal Lancer, their Indian Pale Ale at 5.3% ABV. Cheers. Slam Cara.